One. What's going on, everybody? Monroe Man here, YouTube #1 live streamer. Back from a hiatus of a few days. I took a break for a couple of reasons, but I am back and I've got a message of motivation and inspiration for all of you. So, I'll share you a little bit about what the heck is going on. And I hope this will inspire you because I'm inspired right now. I'm on fire. I'm feeling fantastic. No ice bucket challenge for me. That was like 2015. That was so last year, Elijah. So, a little bit of an update. I went on my fitness test for the police department and I passed it. And I kicked butt on it. I even did better than a bunch of the people who were much younger than me. And then I started going in for some more interviews for the police department. And I ended up talking to the background check officer, and I had a good rapport with him, and I'm talking about this and that and the process. And it turns out that if I got selected, I'd have to go through the police academy again. And in addition, he basically said, he goes, I think I know why you didn't get selected for the other police jobs that you applied for in Florida over the years. He goes, your social media and your music videos and just because who you are, which is not a bad thing. But I am definitely different than a lot of people. Anyway, I came to a very clear decision yesterday, or maybe it was today. It was earlier today. And I said, you know what? I don't want to be a police officer anymore. I don't want to be in law enforcement anymore. I don't want to go through this background check process again. I don't want to, if I got selected, go through police academy again. I sent an email to the police department today saying, I respectfully withdraw my application. And I felt really good. And I still feel really good. But there's more to it than that. I was thinking about running for commissioner of Miami Beach. I may still do it, but I highly doubt it. And I started to realize over the last couple of days, I don't want to be a cop anymore. I don't want to be a politician. There's only one thing that I want to do, and that's my company, Breakdiving. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the power of persistence and perseverance and focus. But the problem with focus, and hi Diana. The problem with focus, everyone tells you that the key to success is focus. But the problem is you don't know what to focus on that is guaranteed success. And this is why I've been very all over the place for the last 25 years. And I don't apologize for it. I don't qualify it. I'm proud that I do 1.5 million things. And nothing is ever going to change about me in that aspect. I'm going to continue to be the guy that does YouTube, the guy that does music, the guy that does breakdiving, the guy that's a skydiver, the guy that gets education. But once you realize that either A, something is not right for you, or you realize 100% that something is right for you, then focusing it is a superpower. If you focus without knowing 100%, with 100% certainty that this is what you're going to do, and there's a very high likelihood of success, you're making a big mistake. So usually when you give up on a dream, you feel terrible. But it took me like 15 years for me to realize I don't want to be in law enforcement. And the more that I look back on this decision now, the more I realize my personality, God bless all those people in law enforcement, my personality is far better suited for elsewhere. I've got a dynamic personality. I am super talented at 1.5 million things, and I have got a very colorful background. Meaning, I'm not the person that anybody wants to hire to be a police officer or law enforcement. And it also made me realize I don't think I even necessarily want to work for the State Department anymore, because they're going to put me into a corral. They're going to put me into a very rigid box and say, Monroe, you are not Monroe Man anymore. You are a member of the federal government. You are a police officer. And I realized, no one's putting Monroe Man in a box anymore. I did that long enough when I was in the military. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of everything that I did in the military. And it's a great accolade and accomplishment. But the thought of going back into the military does not excite me at all. And the whole time while I was in the military, I was thinking, I don't really fit in here. I don't, like, there are some people who are meant to be military men and women. There are some people who are meant to be police officers. There are people who are meant to work in the federal government. And then there is someone who is meant to create a global motivational empire, social media community, and that's me. And I spent like 6 hours today. The only thing that I was doing was coding and marketing and Google ads for breakdiving. And oh my gosh, I was in such a flow state. I felt so fantastic. And I realized I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm leading this team of 9, 10 coders. And I'm working on bringing on a marketing team. And I felt this is where I excel. And so I'm suddenly realizing that focus now is exactly what I need to do. And I realized for the next 2 to 3 months, there's only one thing I'm focusing on, and that is this company of mine, which has been 26 years in the making. And now I am going to be spending more time on it every single day than I have ever done before. And the focus now, I think, is going to pay off big time. Because I've gone through the weeding out process of trying everything else and realizing this is what I'm meant to do. And I mention all this because this is what all of you guys need to do as well. You want to focus eventually, but don't focus until you know for sure where you're supposed to be spending your time. Now, will this be my focus for the entire rest of my life? No. Yes, maybe. I don't know. But it's certainly where my focus is going to be every day for the next 3 months. And I think you're going to see, and I can't wait to share the results as I put my focus. Because when Monroe Man gets focused and determined, I become a juggernaut. Nothing can stop me. The problem is I'm always going off in a lot of different directions. And so sometimes my energy is scattered. But that's because I can't focus 100% until I know that this is going to be a good investment of my time and energy. And I'm excited. I'm glad I realized it's like, Monroe, stop diverting your energy to try to become a politician, to try to become a cop, to try to even work for the federal government again. Make breakdiving a huge success. That is my new focus. Diana's writing, it's cool that you're in the military. At least if you do go, you know you're fighting for your country, even if you don't want to. Well, I did go. I was in Iraq with the military for a year, and proud to have served my country. Deanna says, it's very nice. I like that speech thing, but I have to go by. It was nice hearing you. Thanks, Diana. Glad to have you here. Get a little bit of motivation from me. So I'm just super thrilled now because I'm for years, people have been telling me, Monroe, if you would just focus on one thing, you'd be such a success. And I'd always tell them, tell me what I should focus on that's guaranteed to succeed or very, very likely to succeed, and I will focus on that. Most people couldn't tell me that. But I am super excited now because breakdiving is now that focus. For a while, YouTube was. I was really focused on YouTube for about 6 months, from last May until around January of this year. In January of this year, everything changed and the algorithm changed, and I was not getting as much support. As you can see, I've only got 3 people watching me. It has changed dramatically, the number of people that YouTube sends to my channel. I don't know if it's the algorithm. I don't know if I have moved into the bad graces of YouTube. Who knows? I don't know, but I'm not worried about it. I'm still going to be a professional YouTuber. I'm still going to be doing this, but I realize my number one God-given mission, I believe, is breakdiving. And it's exciting. And I am excited now. The mobile app is launching to the app stores in about 7 days. We have to do obligatory 2 weeks of testing. And so it looks like the first week of May, our mobile app is going to be released globally. And every single day, there are new features being released on the breakdiving community. And I just launched a brand new marketing campaign with Google Ads. You can see it. You can see how excited I am. I'm excited because now I'm focusing on something that I believe has a very high likelihood of success. I've even abandoned working on Upwork. I'll send a proposal here and there, but I'm realizing now, like, Monroe, what is your job? I'm now telling people I'm the head of a tech company. That's what I am. Monroe Man is the head of a tech company, breakdiving.io. And I used to be a little bit more shy about it and kind of just say, oh, it's a small little not-for-profit. It's not a small little not-for-profit. It is an incredible, amazing community tech company that is live. And in 3 weeks, we will have a mobile app. I mean, absolutely crazy. And it is my job. My job is leading a tech company. And on the side, I also do part-time professional YouTubing. And on the side, maybe I'll help some people here or there on Upworks. I don't even know. But my new job, my title is I'm the CEO of breakdiving. And it took me a really long time to come to this realization. But mark my words, watch me over the next 3 months, because things are about to skyrocket for the thing that I've been focused on it for 26 years, but never as much as I am starting today. Now that I don't have the distraction of thinking I might be a cop, I don't have the distraction of thinking maybe I'm gonna run for office. I don't have the distraction of, oh my gosh, I gotta make sure I do these Upwork proposals. No, my business is breakdiving, and that's what I'm focused on. And I want you to have that same clarity. The problem is, and I'll get to your messages, your comments in a second. The problem is, oftentimes people focus on something without first determining that it's 100% the right thing to focus on. For example, back when I was in New York, a lot of people would move to New York, and I'm moving to New York to become a professional actor. And they would put 100% of their effort into getting auditions and going to acting classes and getting their headshots done and trying to get an agent. And 99% of them would just get chewed up and spit out by a brutal city and a brutal business. And I always say what they should have done is gotten themselves stable with a job that is FFF, fun, flexible, financially rewarding. And then once they have that stability, then start pursuing acting part-time. But these people would put 100% of their effort focusing just on acting. Within a year, they're done, and they move back home. And I'll see the answer is yes about the marketing internships. I'll talk to you about that in a second. You do not want to put 100% focus on anything unless you have done your analysis and realize that the return on investment is very likely to be profitable and positive. Too many people just waste their time, energy, and money. All right, well, I quit my job. I'm taking my life savings of $200,000 and I'm starting a restaurant. 5 months later, the business is out. They're out of business. They're out of money. And the landlord is coming to them for back rent. Disaster. Always start things small and ramp up as you get more indication that it's actually going to be a positive return on investment. For example, should you invest in Bitcoin? The answer is yes, I think you should. But if you have $100,000 and that's all you have to invest, I think you should put maybe $5,000 into Bitcoin. And $95,000 should be in something a little bit safer, a little bit less volatile, and a little bit more conservative, but still likely to give you an ROI, return on investment. But some idiots, a lot of them, just take their whole $100,000 and put it into Bitcoin. And today it's like 95,000, but yesterday it was like 70,000 or whatever. Tomorrow it could go up to 120, it could go down to 60. Where if you buy real estate with that 125,000, it's very unlikely that it's going to go, it's not going to double in value in 6 months. It's also not going to lose half of its value in 6 months, unless there's a fire and there's no insurance and you've lost the property. Okay. So then how does this apply to me with breakdiving? Because I have been experimenting with breakdiving for 26 years in various forms. That's number one. Number two, I have been trying lots of different other things as well. Police, military, and politics, whatever. Number three, I've got so many things lined up now with breakdiving that it makes logical sense. The mobile app is coming out in 3 weeks. I've got a coding team of 9 people now helping me to release feature after feature. All of the bugs are fixed on the site. After 7 years, there are 0 bugs that we know of, which is unbelievable. Now we're moving towards fixing the issues, the things that work, but they don't work exactly as they're supposed to. And also working on adding new features. We're adding this very cool thing over the next 2 months called Launchpad. And a Launchpad is where it's your control center for all of your life. And then within control Launchpad, there is dive control. And in dive control, you're going to have all of your dives organized. You're going to have your to-do lists for all your dives. It's going to be a smorgasbord of inspiration. It is so awesome. And I'm realizing, and it hit me like a lightning bolt today. It was after I sent the email withdrawing my application to be a police officer. And I'm walking around and I'm doing this and that today. And I started to realize, and I was coding. Actually, I was coding this morning. And I was getting things done. And I realized, Monroe, why have you been fighting it for so long? I have been fighting, working on breakdiving full time forever. Why? Because it didn't seem like it had the legs that it needed to succeed. The stars have aligned, ladies and gentlemen. And literally, we've gotten more done in 3 weeks than we've gotten done in the last 3 years. And the next 3 months, we will have more progress with breakdiving than in the last 7 years. It's been going like this. And then right now, it's going like this. And I can't tell you how many old members have been coming back and how many people are saying, I want to help, I want to get involved. Even Walal here is saying, do you have any marketing opportunities? Why? This train is starting to pick up speed. But again, this train took 26 years to pick up the speed. It's similar to my story about YouTube. It took me a long time to get my YouTube channel monetized. And the difference is, though, I feel with breakdiving, I have a heck of a lot more control than I do with my YouTube channel. Though I'm thinking maybe I should do some promoted videos to try to get more subscribers. Maybe those subscribers would translate into people who come watch. I don't know. Maybe it's worth it. So, yeah, well, I am so happy. I can't even tell you. Let me read some of these comments here. Where have you been? Well, it's been like 4 days of me just not doing anything with YouTube. I was spending a lot of time getting all these documents for the police interview. I had to get all my transcripts, 10 years worth of employment information. Honestly, I was just like, you know what? I am tired of this. I am tired of jumping through hoops. And I've been through that before. I've been in the military before. And I've done my top secret background checks and this and that. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm proud of who I am. I don't have to answer to anybody anymore. I am Monroe Man. And I didn't want to go through that crucible and go through the polygraph again. And like, where were you? Why did you do this? I'm like, oh. Especially since I wasn't probably likely to get the job because of my social media and everything that I've done. I'm just not the typical police officer candidate. And they told me that the police academy is now 9 months. It used to be 6 months. When I went to police academy, it was 6 months. And he said, you're going to have to go through it again. We're not going to accept your old graduation because it's been 8 years or 6 years since I graduated, or 8 years. No, it was 2017. And I said, 9 months of police academy again, me going through, getting yelled at, getting screamed at, and with kids like who were like 22, 21, like basically going through basic training again. I'm done with that. I'm not going through it again. My knee is fine. Like I said, I did well on the fitness test, but it's not great. And I was thinking too, it's like, Monroe, you could go through this police academy and you could probably survive, but you'd probably damage your knee, and then traveling would be very difficult for you. I mean, if my knee got any worse, then I can't enjoy taking walks through Paris, walking through. Like right now, my knee works just great to be a high-powered tourist. And I'm also thinking too, and this is also I was thinking about today, Monroe, is there anybody else how many people could be a better police officer than you? The answer is millions of people. So many people can be better police officers than me. How many people can start a tech company from scratch, a social media community with people all around the world, and release a mobile app that people are excited about using? I am in a very small minority. Very few can do that. Where can I help the most people? By being a politician? No. By being a cop? No. By working for the federal government? No. By focusing on breakdiving and helping to uplift the lives and minds and friendships and careers of tens of millions of people around the world when breakdiving succeeds? Oh my gosh, that is how I can have the biggest impact on the world. I'm proud that I worked my butt off to try to become a law enforcement officer, but I also think maybe there's a reason why I never got picked. I'm not meant to do that. And maybe God all along was putting roadblocks in my way because I was not meant to do that. I was meant to do breakdiving. And maybe I was meant to have this dream that has failed, being a law enforcement officer, so that I can be a better motivational, empathetic coach and speaker to people around the world, because I know what it's like when a dream of yours doesn't come true. But I also know maybe the dream didn't come true because you're meant to be doing something even bigger and better with your life. And I am excited and thrilled because I am meant to make this company, Breakdiving, soar. And I think before the end of 2025, you're going to hear about the breakdiving app from a friend of yours who said, hey, have you ever heard about breakdiving? And you were like, oh my gosh, I know that guy. I know the guy that created that company and that app and that community. Walal says, I received notifications when I was working on a peer review for the role play assignments. Life is hard. Life is hard, but it does have its moments. Like today, good day. I'm thrilled with everything that's been going on, and I'm excited about this epiphany. The weight that is off my shoulders, that I'm giving up the dream of being a law enforcement officer. All along, I don't think it was something I was supposed to do. I'm not meant to be a police officer. And honestly, I think the job would be pretty boring. The job with me in Iraq, I was in a war in Iraq, and it was boring most of the time. And ask any cop, a good day is a day when absolutely nothing happens. And you know what? I don't think I could sit in a police car for 12-hour shifts and just sit there and wait for them to go, hey, Officer Mann, can you go down? I got to use this noggin of mine. And I think God was trying to tell me all along, Monroe, you can keep trying to become a law enforcement officer, but I am going to put roadblocks in your way because you're not meant to do it. And I think he's guiding me all along. I came up with the breakdiving concept back in 1999, before many of you were even born, 26 years ago. And it's been slowly going like this. Ups and downs, but going up. And it is at this point where it is about to break through. We're about to break through with break diving. So Walal, you're asking about marketing internship opportunities. I will occasionally bring on interns, volunteers. If you want, you can go to Volunteer Match. Go to volunteermatch.org and search for breakdiving and fill out you'll see the instructions for what you need to do if you want to become a volunteer with breakdiving. Follow the instructions perfectly. I get applications to be a volunteer like 4 or 5 a day. I delete 99% of them because nobody follows instructions and I have no time to work with somebody who can't even follow simple instructions. If you want to help with marketing of breakdiving, I got 1.5 million things you could help with, from LinkedIn marketing to helping with our Google ad campaigns, helping out with building out the city groups, helping us to come up with strategies for marketing the mobile app. I've never done mobile app marketing before. I believe you can pay for ads within the app stores, Google Play Store and Apple iPhone Store. And I'm excited about finding out how much those ads cost and what we need to do to show up when someone types in the word friendship. How do we show up at the top of the list? If someone types in the word success, how do we come up at the top of the list? If someone puts in goals and psychology, how do we end up at the top of the list? I want breakdiving to be the number one app in psychology, friends, success, networking, all those different topics. And yeah, well, today was a light bulb moment for me. And everything kind of has come together now. And I feel like everything has happened for a reason. I still don't exactly know why the main house got sold. I mean, that's still painful. But maybe that too, in time, is going to make sense to me, because just like I was thinking like the other day, like, I can't believe I went to police academy and I applied to all these police departments and sheriff's office. I mean, I spent so much time, energy, and money trying to become a law enforcement officer, and it didn't work out. And I was thinking, what a waste of so many years and so many hours. But I'm realizing it wasn't a waste, because now I know, put it to the side, no regrets. And that's what the Breakdiver's Creed is. No rules, no excuses, no regrets. Because I tried, and I tried so hard, and I did absolutely everything I could and still failed. I can feel good knowing it's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of trying. I did everything I could, and I can feel good. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Well, I ventured. And now I can put that dream to the side and let other people who are better suited to be a police officer do this job. Maybe all along I didn't get this job too, because maybe they knew that I was meant for bigger things. Maybe deep inside my head, I've always known that I'm meant for bigger things. It's what I realized. What's what I realized this morning. And when I sent that email saying I respectfully withdraw my application for the police department. I got so many bigger things that I need to do. Life is short, folks, and you don't have time to waste it on. So basically my new plan, make breakdiving a huge success. Continue to push forward with the YouTube channels on this. By the way, the breakdiving YouTube channel has 2,090 watch hours now. We are only about 900 watch hours to go, and we can get that channel monetized as well, which is going to be pretty awesome. But I think breakdiving is going to become a huge success this year. I think it's going to launch. And with that, I think all my financial concerns will be over and done with. I think this is the last year I'm a struggling entrepreneur, because I think it's going to attract a lot of people who want to upgrade to the paid features, which are amazing. And then I think in a couple of years, I'm going to be able to go and buy another lake house. In fact, my mom and I might be going next week to North Carolina to go look at lake houses up there. Maybe we'll move up there, because there's nothing really that's definitely keeping me here in Miami Beach anymore. I am enrolled at Miami-Dade College, but there are schools up in North Carolina that I can enroll in to finish physics and biochemistry, organic chemistry, whatever. We have our 2 rental condos down here. They can stay. I can manage them from afar, and if I need to, I fly down every once in a while down here. Cool. But I don't have the police job. I don't have to I'm probably dropping out of the race for commissioner. I don't want to do it. I've never liked the idea of running for office. I like the idea of it, but the thought of actually being involved with it and neck and neck and people trying to tarnish your reputation, all that doesn't interest me. And anyway, we all have these moments of clarity. As Walal said, like a light bulb, like a lightning bulb, like a lightning bulb. You're funny. I like it, lightning bulb. Boom. That's how I feel. I had a light bulb moment and a lightning bulb moment, because I was able to push away some of these other dreams. I don't need them anymore. They're not in my life anymore, and I can focus on what was meant to do all along. It almost makes sense too, in a poetic way. You guys have heard me talking about how much I don't want to get a job, how much I hate the idea of working for other people, and how I've struggled with jobs here and there and everywhere. And the police thing, I wasn't really, back in my mind, I was kind of hoping that I would not get picked. And it was talking to the background investigator. I talked to him off the cuff for a while, and it was a great conversation. Unlike any background investigation officer from any police department, they were always so, like, what's your name? What's your social security number? What are you doing? What are you doing that? Why did you do that? And it was always like an inquisition, and I never felt like I could actually talk like a human being. With this guy, Detective San Pedro, I don't have any problem mentioning his name now because I'm not in the running anymore. I just felt like, I said, can I talk to you frankly for a moment? He said, sure, absolutely. What questions you got? And I just started asking all these questions, like, do you have any idea why I wasn't picked as a police officer all these years? And I said, what is my likelihood? And he goes, if I don't get picked, what's the most likely reason? And he said, to be honest, I haven't even really started your background check, but you have more social media than almost anybody that I've ever seen apply for a job in the police department. And you are very outspoken. You have a lot of opinions. And he goes, I'm not telling you that they're wrong or they're improper or bad, but to be a police officer, you basically can't have opinions. You can't have any thought. You're basically becoming an automaton, a robot. And that's what a police officer is. It's a robot working for the city, and you are the law. You're not Monroe Man. You are the law. You have a badge. That badge is who you are. And that badge basically says you can have no personality. And I imagine, and I was thinking, what if I hid all of my social media, took off my YouTube, took off my X account where I talk politics, and and just kept everything to myself. And I realized there's no way I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to become somebody I am not. When I was younger, I didn't have outspoken opinions. When I was younger, but even when I was in the military, even when I was in Iraq, I remember I had a blog, and the commanding officer while I was in Iraq was saying, Monroe, you got to be very careful with your blog, blah, blah. And I wasn't even posting any operational security items. It was nothing having to do with the military. And it's like, my gosh, I'm still, like, I was always pushing the envelope and of my personality. And I was always being told, calm down. No, you can't be Monroe. And this morning when I woke up and I realized I am withdrawing from this police officer job process, I realized I am Monroe Man. I am the great Monroe Man, and no one is going to keep me from being the great Monroe Man. And no one should keep you from being the great you. Whoever you are special and unique in your own way. And you need to figure out, just as it took me 47 years for me to figure out who the heck I am. I mean, deep down, I think I knew. Like I said, I was kind of hoping. I am relieved that I am no longer trying to become a police officer, because I never really wanted to become one. I don't know what I was doing. I was trying to reclaim something from when I was in Iraq. I wanted to be a police officer to rekindle something that I felt was lost, but I'm realizing everything that I learned in the military, I shouldn't be using that to rejoin the military. I shouldn't be using that to become a cop. I shouldn't be using that to be a politician. I should be using it to make breakdiving the huge global success story I know it can be. I can't tell you how many members have come back from around the world, from Nigeria, from South Africa, even from the United States, going, Monroe, I saw your message about all the exciting updates and that the mobile app is coming out in a few weeks and stuff. It goes, I'm so excited. That's why I'm back. And these are people who have been gone from the community for years. All these people are coming back. And they're getting me excited too. I mean, part of the reason I'm so excited is that all of the members are excited too, going, Monroe, I cannot wait. The member, Ishmael, who coded 90% of the mobile app, and he said, Monroe, I'm testing the mobile app with the actual production data. And he goes, it is so amazing. He goes, you are going to blow, your mind is going to be blown when you actually test it out with the live production data. And he said, Monroe, I am very confident that this mobile app is one of the main things missing from why the community hasn't grown. Woo! Exciting stuff. Walal says, I can't wait to download breakdiving. Walal, you don't have to wait. You can go join breakdiving now. I really think all of you, if you like me and you think I'm a motivational guy and you like my personality and you want to be around other people like me, go to breakdiving.io and join. Fill out your application already, Walal, because if you download the breakdiving app, you're not going to be able to use it until you apply to breakdiving. And that could take a couple of days before you hear back from us, whether you were accepted. So why don't you get ahead of the curve, go to breakdiving.io now and just apply. And then learn how to use the community now so that by the way, people who join breakdiving now and who I trust can be part of the mobile app testing team. So maybe that's something that some of you want to do, actually learn what it's like to test a mobile app before it goes live. Walal says, so happy and so am I. Walal says, you wanted to be a police officer. So I did. I thought I did. I'm realizing I don't. I don't want to conform anymore. I want to be Monroe Man in all his glory. And if I were a police officer, it would completely dampen the Monroe Man vibe. And we're not going to dampen the Monroe Man vibe. Rolal says, raised my insurance rates, so thank God you're not a police officer. It says date posted April 11th. Rolal, what are you talking about? Date posted. I don't know what you're referring to. Walal says, if I do an internship with breakdiving, what would be my role? For example, you would not be director of marketing and development. You at least you have a sense of humor. Your role would be volunteer, marketing department. That's it. And if you end up proving yourself, we'll see if there's something else for you. You work so hard with your YouTube. Yeah, and I'm really just like I really just want to focus on YouTube and breakdiving. And again, I have enough money still that for the next 3 to 4 months, I can just focus 100% on breakdiving. And I think in the next 3 to 4 months, it's going to start to take off. And it's going to start taking it off to the point where I'm going to know. Right now, I just believe. I have these little telltale signs saying this is where you need to be focusing all your time and energy. But I think in 2 to 3 months, it's not going to be about, I think it's going to be 100%. This is what you need to be doing. And then spending time motivating people through the live streams on breakdiving, my personal channel, and all that. That's right, the subtle art of not giving a beep. I'm not sure. It says posted April 11th. Oh, that was the last time I did a YouTube live stream, was April 11th? No way. Walal says, obviously you don't trust me with what happened a while ago. Well, here's the thing. I'm very forgiving too. I give people second chances. I once dated this girl who I was head over heels for, and I made one mistake and she left, and I said, please give me a second chance. And she said, no, that's it. You're done. And I've learned from that, you should always give someone a second chance if they are genuinely sorry. If they genuinely apologize and you genuinely believe that they feel bad about what happened, I will give someone a second chance. So, Walal, if you are sincerely contrite, I will forgive you. It's not volunteer matching, it's volunteermatch.org or volunteermatch.com. I think it's .org. Volunteermatch.org. I'm still applying here and there, but I'm not doing it as intently as before. For the amount of effort I put in to proposals, I get a very low return on investment, and I don't think it's actually worth my time. I still have some connects, and I made an application today, but it's not my focus. It's just something I'm just going to do on the side. And if I make a few extra bucks, great. Flora Butner. Good nightin'. Hello from London. Hope you're well. Flora, it's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see some of the people who were part of the channel months ago, because I don't see as many, even of my subscribers. I don't know where everybody went. I'm still doing YouTube, and I have to in order to keep the channel monetized, because if I don't get 3,000 hours, I don't care about the ad revenue anymore. So I don't need 4,000. I just need 3,000 hours of watch time per year to stay monetized. Let me see how many is that per month divided by 12. So I need 250 watch hours per month. I think I can do that without too much of a problem. And so I'm definitely I'm not focusing on YouTube like I did over the last 7-8 months. Or I guess it was about 12 months. I'm still going to do it, but it's not, I don't have a lot of control over YouTube. Whereas with breakdiving, I have like if on YouTube, I'd say I've got 10% control. With breakdiving, I've got 80% control on whether it succeeds or not. With YouTube, it's just a matter of live streaming and you hope that people show up. What kind of strategy is it really? it's pretty rotten. And it's annoying that you can't do paid promotion to get new live stream viewers, but it is what it is. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, Jamie doesn't show up very often anymore. Freeboat, occasionally. Good Cat, rarely as well. Florida says, I'm sorry, Monroe. You know I've been on holiday. Get back to London last week. That's why I haven't been very active. Well, I'm glad you're back, Flora. I hope it returns. I hope it returns back to me having a big group of fans again. It's not as fun as it used to be. I mean, with just 5 people watching, and I get maybe 100 to 200 views per live stream, it's certainly not the awesome, oh my gosh, I'm a professional live streamer, this is so much fun, as it was before. I'm looking to see if what my subscribers are now, because they've gone down. Yeah, my subscribers were 5,551 before. Now they're 5,549. My last short got 119 views. Nothing. My last Let's Do Push-Ups got 229 views. Nothing. Last Successful New Year, 170 views. Nothing. So, I mean, something's up, which is unfortunate. My biggest supporter, I don't have one anymore. I don't have anybody who I think is like a really good supporter anymore. Not that I'm disregarding all of you or anyone who is here, but everyone's kind of the same now. It used to be I had a group of a bunch of people who, like, these people are devoted fans of Monroe Man and they're always showing up. I don't have that anymore. What's up, Sins? How are you? I hope you're not doing it. It should be not, instead of Sins, your name should be Blessings. Sin says, I remember you from 1 month ago. And welcome back. We're talking about what a great feeling it is when you can put a dream to the side that you no longer want to pursue anymore. And when you can get rid of a dream and let it die when it's not appropriate anymore, so that you can then focus on the dreams that actually matter and the dreams that you have more control over. The last time I got a super chat, it was probably like, it wasn't that long ago, maybe 4 days ago. But look at this. This used to be filled up with super chats. It's already April 22nd, and I've only got 14 super chats. 14 super chats, that's it. So, I mean, literally, it's the algorithm. It is YouTube 100%. It is not me. Because, look at this. I used to be able to, where this thing would get filled up and there wasn't even room. We haven't even gotten 15 super chats. So, clearly it's something I'm going to keep pursuing because it's fun. And maybe I'll get some super chats here. Maybe I'll get some members who will join here and there. But I am not banking on YouTube like I was banking on it before. Now I'm banking on breakdiving. And tell you this, when breakdiving succeeds, my YouTube channel will take off as a result. And the breakdiving YouTuber channel will take off. So I almost feel like I am still focusing on YouTube, but I'm focusing on what is going to get more people into my YouTube channels, which is breakdiving success. What's up, KR Shorts? You can't super chat, you're saving for school. That's good. I'm glad you're saving up for school. But KR Shorts, my channel is probably one of the best educations you could get for motivation, life coaching, success, investing, psychology. So eventually, I hope sometime this year, you will super chat me $5 in recognition of the fact that I am your best professor, Professor Man. When I was on holiday, I was watching one of the lives on the Loop. Thank you, Flora. Remember, Flora, watching lives here on a loop is good, but also do it on the breakdiving channel. We need watch time on both channels. Well, says, I think Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is when people have money. That's just random. No, Walal. Don't tell somebody to steal from the mother. That's not good. Bad advice. Clover Connor. Oh, it's so nice to have some of the old crew back again. What's up, Clover? You want to invest in a company called American Stores? No, you should invest in breakdiving and making breakdiving a worldwide success. We accept donations at paypal.me/breakdiving. paypal.me/breakdiving. Thank you, Flora. Yeah, we are 900 hours away from getting the breakdiving channel monetized, which is fantastic. And I'm super, super excited about it. Yeah, breakdiving is my company. I'm a CEO of a super awesome tech company. And we release our mobile app in 3 weeks, but you can join the community already. It's breakdiving.io. breakdiving.io. Don't wait for opportunities to float to the surface. You dive in and make your own big breaks in life. It's very, 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 very cool. So since you have 2K ready to invest, all I want is $1.99. Just $1.99 to show some support to YouTube's #1 live streamer, this guy, Monroe Man. So we got about 9 minutes left. I'm going to finish this after, we'll do 1 hour live stream. Guys, the whole point of this whole story was to remind you that determination does pay off. Determination does pay off. Now you might say, well, what are you talking about, Monroe? You were determined to become a police officer and you just gave up on the dream. My determination is what helped me to realize that I no longer want to become a police officer. I'm okay with it. And that's important. You don't want to give up when the dream is still there. You give up when you realize that you have no more interest in the dream. And that is what I realized this morning. And that's what I want you to do, is really think about all of your dreams and think about, which ones do I need to kill? Which ones do I need to put to the pasture? Which ones do I need to put to sleep? And then which ones then do I want to now focus on far more intently? And now I know what are my main dreams now that I'm focusing on? Breakdiving, helping my mom, the 2 YouTube channels, and traveling. That's basically it. 4 things. My mom, breakdiving, the 2 YouTube channels, traveling. If I can do those 4 things, I'm golden. I am golden. Walal says, can you show the homepage of breakdiving? Yeah, I'll show you the homepage of breakdiving. So we'll go to my computer. So here, this is the code. I'm working on doing some coding here. Launch a new feature. So here's the homepage, breakdiving. So we have some upcoming events. Breakdiving study hall coming up on Thursday. We're doing a virtual vacation to Madagascar on Friday. We're having a world flag quiz on May 2nd. We're having our monthly breakdiving powwow on May 3rd. So we got a bunch of cool events here. And let me refresh the page here for a second. And so I just made I did a new post here. We have this guy here, the secret way I use ChatGPT. Just submitted my 3rd dive, Overcomer. And so we've got the dive, like if we go to my profiles dives, and we scroll down to my profile here, dives, it shows you which ones I have certified. So Adventure Expat Level 1, I'm Skydiver Level 2, Actor Level 1, YouTuber Level 2, Rails Level 2, Mandarin Level 2, French Level 2, Attorney Level 1. And I'm still working on more. I'm working on Attorney Level 2 now. runner, coder, PHP level 1, rail rider level 1, adventurer, expat level 2, because I'm already level 1. And it's pretty neat. We've got a whole bunch of chat rooms as well. So here are these different chat rooms. Martial arts, book club, cheer me up please, dive discussion, general chat. If you want to practice foreign languages, like in this one here, Chinese chat, here we are, we practice Chinese together. And we have all these special events. There's private messages like this, where people are sending me messages on the community. And it's a pretty cool community. And then, like I said, in 3 weeks, we're releasing the mobile app, which is going to make things even easier for people to use, which is going to be fantabulous. And so, yeah, that's what we got going there. Let's see. Well, Al says, if you became a police officer, I would have unsubscribed. Well, Al, that disturbs me that you say that. Breakdiving is a big supporter of police officers. I'm a big supporter of police officers. And society cannot exist without police officers. There are good officers, most of them. Some of them are bad, but that's a really strong statement. If you became a police officer, I would have unsubscribed and never watched you. That's a messed up thing. That's your second strike, Walal. Your first strike was being a bad moderator. Your second strike is saying that you would unsubscribe and never watch me if I had become a police officer. That's a terrible thing to say. And don't say, thank God you're not a police officer. I mean, that's being very rude for my dream that I had for a long time and the respect that I have for police officers. So if you want to be a part of breakdiving, and you want to be my friend, you better be a supporter of police. 100%. Anyone who's not a supporter of police has something wrong with him or her. That's something an insane person says. Because police keep the law and order in our communities. And without police, I'd like you to live in your town with no police for 3 years and see what happens in your city. We need police. Sin says, I'm coming to the flag quiz and the vacation. Sins, you got to be a member of breakdiving, though. So you got to come join us. I don't know, maybe you already are a member. Are you already a member of breakdiving? I don't even know who Sins is. Do I know you, Sins? Well, Lal, just because somebody gave you a ticket, you can't say I hate all cops. That's not legitimate. Lynn says just invested. What do you mean you just invested? You just invested in what? Let's see. Is there an app? Let me just see something. I want to see. No, see, there are no new applications. So I don't know. I don't even know if you're a member or not. But if you're a member, you can let me know. And if not, you should become a member. You should become a member of breakdiving. Yeah, so in conclusion, guys, don't give up on your dreams, but at some point, sometimes you need to put a dream to death. And I think that's something that I realized from this whole ordeal. Sometimes you realize a dream is not for you. Sometimes you realize there is a better use of your time and energy. And that's what I realized today, and I am feeling very, very good about it. And I want you to really think about what dreams should you be focused on and which dreams should you push away. Because you don't need... Now, if you have 12 dreams and you want all of them to come true, I always say, stick with it. Don't give up. But at the same time, once you realize a dream is not for you, sayonara, sucker. Let's see. What's up, K-Dots? How are you? Long time no see. You came in right at the end. I'm probably going to end the live stream in a moment. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm kind of hungry. And I'm going to go out and get something to eat. And then back to doing more coding on breakdiving and make that a big, huge success. Well, just because you're intelligent and go to college doesn't mean you shouldn't get a ticket. If you did something wrong, you should get a ticket. Why are you exempt from getting a ticket? Because you're intelligent. If you were intelligent, you would have avoided getting a ticket. That shows that you're not intelligent. They follow you around when you do DoorDash. Okay. So, make a complaint to the chief of police. Call the chief of police and say, hey, there's an internal affairs office of every police department. So make a complaint that they are following you for no reason while you're doing DoorDash. And maybe you can contact the local media and they do an investigation. And if they are following you improperly or in violation of the law, then they should be chastised for that. Absolutely. So guys, in summary, don't give up on your dreams. Keep pushing forward. Don't give up until you realize that giving up is actually the best thing to do, so you can use your time to focus on something else that you should be spending your time on. Spring break here was fine. Miami Beach did a very good job of keeping it very quiet and safe, and no problems whatsoever. So anyway, guys, it's always a pleasure. I'm glad you guys joined me. At least I got 6 people watching. That's nice. That's better than I've had on a lot of these live streams recently. It's been kind of tough. But what happens at Strike 3, you don't want to find out what happens at Strike 3. You do not want to find out what happens at Strike 3. All right, guys, I'm going to grab a bite to eat. Have a great day. I went to many colleges. I went to 5 undergrad universities. I got degrees from 2 of them. I went to Capella University for my PhD. I went to Pace University for my law degree and my MBA and my LLM. Went to University of the People for my computer science degree. I'm at Miami-Dade College doing my pre-med classes now. So, went to a lot of them. Guys, I'm going to go grab something to eat. Great to see you. Thanks for your support, as always. Maybe next time I'll get a super chat. We'll see. We'll see if the fans decide to bestow me with a badge of honor. And have a great night, morning, evening, wherever you may be. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Remember, watch these videos on loop so I get the watch time, so I stay monetized. And go to Breakdiving and watch those videos too on loop so we get watch time there. Leanna, Leslie, long time no see. You caught me right as I'm ending the live stream, which is unfortunate for you, but also unfortunate for me because I'd really like to stick around a little bit, but I'm very hungry. And this belly right here needs to be filled with some food. So guys, why do I have 9 people here? As soon as I'm leaving, 9 people are here. Like, what is up with that? I guess I'll stay for an extra 2 more minutes. You guys want me to talk about anything for 2 more minutes? Let me know if there's anything you want me to share in 2 minutes before I go. I'll give you 10 seconds to share. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. How has your day been going? Oh, Leanna, you should watch this live stream from the beginning because I've been in a very good mood all day. And so my day's been going really well. I gave up my police dream, and I'm happy about it. I think I've given up my dream of running for office here in Miami Beach. I think I'm going to withdraw from the running, and I'm putting 100% or 90% of my effort into breakdiving. My company, I'm the CEO of breakdiving, and this is the year that, or not only this is the year, these next 3 months, things are on fire. And I'm really excited about keeping up to date with you guys and sharing you with my progress. because I think breakdiving is going to become a household name this year. Very soon, people are going to know what breakdiving is. How was your day, Leanna Leslie? I guess I'll finish with that. How was each of your days? You can let me know how your days were. Well, all says, hey, Monroe, real quick. Yeah, I've heard that before. I'm waiting. What? Did you hear about what happened at FSU? Yes, I did hear what happened at FSU. Terrible. All these school shootings, big problem. That needs to stop. Leanna, I'm glad to hear that things have been good in your life. And I hope that some of my enthusiasm and motivation and excitement is contagious. And I hope that I inspire you guys to go out and make some dreams happen for yourself as well. And as I said, maybe kill some of your dreams so that you can let some of your other dreams flourish. Yeah, well, it's just terrible. It reminds me again of like the family in Spain that crashed in the helicopter like 2 weeks ago in New York City from Spain, and they just came to come on a nice vacation and the whole family's dead. They're gone. And it's hard to understand, like sometimes these tragedies that happen to people. That's also why I'm really hustling now with breakdiving, because last year I made a couple of my dreams come true. I became a TEDx speaker, something I always wanted to do. I monetized my YouTube channel, which I'd been trying to do for years. And now it's hustle, and make breakdiving a huge success. Because tomorrow I could die. So I'm going to work as much as I can today to get that done. Leanna, you became a CEO. That's pretty great. Congratulations. CEO of what? And you went to Japan. What were you doing in Japan, Leanna Leslie? So I'd like to know where you were a CEO and what you were doing in Japan. That'll be my final questions. Answer, quick. Hurry. Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see. All right, I'm waiting. I guess I'm not hearing from Leanna. Anyway, Kitty franchise, ad created. You keep changing your name. How many names do you have, ad created? Now you're Kitty franchise. Ay. Give me a like, Kitty franchise, for being late. By the way, we had 10 likes before, and then we went down to 9. That's unfortunate. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure. Hate to run, but I got to go eat some dinner. Very hungry. Have a great day. Have a great night, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Oh, working for. Come on, Leanna. Millionaires. Good job. Well, congratulations, Kitty. I'm very proud of you. And I'm proud of all of you guys, because all of you guys are going to do something great today or tomorrow. I can feel it. Bye.